Well, hello everybody. You're watching the 2026 Under 16 AAA Provincial Hockey Championships here at the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center here in Member 2, Nova Scotia. Here on High Button Sports, it's the Dartmouth Voyagers, it's the Cape Breton Jets, and it's a big one between the lower two ranked teams in this tournament. But both teams that have so far made quite a bit of noise. The Voyagers themselves coming away with a win in their first game. The Jets getting oh so close to one, losing in overtime, looking for some redemption here against what has been a red-hot Voyagers team lately. My name is Luke Diamond. Thank you for tuning in here in Game 4 of the Provincial Championship tournament here. We've had some thrilling games, two of them ending with just one goal in the difference, and a third one by only 2 goals in the difference. The Voyagers won earlier today, beating HC Kings by a 4-2 score, looking to get their second win in as many games here on opening day Friday. The Jets, heading into the third period of the tournament opener, led the first-placed Cabot Highlanders by a 2-1 score, but Cabot fought back and took it in overtime. So they're looking to battle back here with a little bit of mojo themselves, putting up a very strong effort here on home ice, and they'll have the home crowd support here in their second game of the day as we throw it down to the ice for the national anthem. It's the 10th placed Voyagers, the 11th place Cape Breton Jets. Cape Breton, despite being last place out of the Nova Scotian teams in the Under 16 Hockey League, qualify to the Provincial Championships as hosts and have not disappointed so far, taking Cabot to the brink this morning. They've been impressive, and so have the Voyagers, upsetting the Basin Armada 2-0, 2-0 in round 1 of the Nova Scotia playoffs, and here they are in a battle of very close teams in the standings, looking for an all-important win in each of their game twos. Starting goaltenders in net for the Cape Breton Jets, Daniel Lavat gets his second start of the day. He was impressive today against the Cabot Highlanders, almost single-handedly taking them into the upset win over Cabot. He'll be right back in net a few hours later, and for the Voyagers, Max Reed gets the start. 6-13 on the year. His .378 save percentage is 17th in the league. As we get underway, the Jets are in on the dump-in right off the draw. That's going to bounce back to Cindy Pemberton at the point. That shot bounces off the boards, and a little bit of early action here for Max Reed, who will cover up for the save only a few seconds into the hockey game. Both teams with points in the standings here to begin their tournaments. Voyagers have 2 with their win. Remember, in the Provincial Championships, all wins, regulation or overtime regardless, count for 2 points. As breaking right on top of it is LaRue. Reed LaRue trying to clean up on the breakaway attempt from Braden Count, as this first line for the Voyagers jumps out here. And a big part of the Voyagers' success lately, the play of Reed LaRue, new to the team here very late in the season, in 4 regular season games before the playoffs, has scored 3 goals and an assist, and scored earlier today in that win over the Kings HC in Dartmouth's opening game, as they keep the pressure on the V's, pushing with a couple of scoring opportunities early on here as LaRue walks in, tight angle. Oh, look for the backdoor pass. It was just off the tape of Blake DeMille for the V's, and DeMille will take it right back in. Thought about the shot and goes for the high blocker. Knocked away, a good early save for Lavat in the Jets net. Shot from the point now deflected, the rebound, jamming away at it as Lavat finds it through the chaos. Blake DeMille jamming at it in front of the net along with Darcy Avery. And we'll get a stoppage in play with a face-off coming up here to the right of Lavat in the Cape Breton Jets zone. DeMille will take the face-off and win it for the V's. Back to the point. Stutter step there from Henry Ayotte at the point. And walking out of the corner is Yavari, centering pass, scooped up again by Lavat, shutting the door on a couple of early scoring opportunities here for Dartmouth. Just not letting up on the pressure here so far. The Voyagers have been hot lately since the Ice Jam. Despite finishing the year with an 8-21-4 record, they've been 6-7 since the Ice Jam in mid-January, especially with 2 of those wins coming in the playoffs thus far in that first round series over the Basin Armada, the second-ranked team out of Nova Scotian teams in the under-16 AAA league. A big upset here, but at the right time, the Voyagers seem to be pulling it together here as a team and winning some crucial games, including that one here earlier this afternoon against Kings HC. As it's knocked down there with a high stick as Seth Black thought about skating out with it, but instead it'll be a face-off deep in Jets territory coming up. The Cape Breton Jets, 18 points on the season. They lost in round 1 to Cabot, 2-0, and come into the provincial tournament having lost their last 9 in the regular season and the first round of the playoffs combined. And their last win came against the Dartmouth Voyagers on January 31st, a 4-2 win for the Jets. What a time it would be to snap that slump, and they almost did it here this morning. They've been looking good as a team so far here on home ice, here when it matters most at the provincial championships, as they look to keep the effort up here in what is sure to be a strong game here today. As Lavat covers that one up, Luc Saulnier will come off the bench to take this face-off in the O-zone for the V's. Colton Jador taking the D-zone face-off for the Jets, and he's going to win it. A good effort there by Jador. Trying to jam it out was Black for the Jets. He'll have to hustle back to grab the puck. Beats Saulnier to it over in the corner. Cape Breton trying to jam that one out. That was Foss Francis McDonald on the left wing there. Couldn't get it up. And now he'll skate up the middle with it. McDonald knocked off the puck there. A good hustle back for the V's, Lachlan Ross. Snow jams it up and out of the zone. And dumped into the corner as Emerson Long at the blue line as the Jets get established down low. That's Blair Francis, the big power forward, taking a couple bumps there from Saulnier. As the Jets get some pressure in down low. Skating around the corner is Francis. Looking for McDonald on the far side. And dumped in by Long, who does a good job holding the line. He also takes a big bump there from the V's, Ross. And a shot toward the net. Rebound, a heavy one. Bounced out there as Max Reed kicked that out with intention off the left pad. And Snow at the end of a Dartmouth shift will dump it in, and both teams will get some changes in. 11:43 into the hockey game, or left in the first period here in the first period of the hockey game. No score yet as that's dumped in on Max Reed in the V's net. First man on top of that was Hudson Crawley for the Cape Breton Jets. Crawley, the leading scorer for Cape Breton this year. 15 goals this year and 21 points. Appearing in all 33 regular season games for the member 2 base Jets here. And Cape Breton will get a face-off deep in V's territory, taking that one for the Jets, but losing it was Parker Lee. Going up against Reed LaRue. Dartmouth fails to clear the zone first time around. Good forecheck here now for Hudson Crawley. Crawley played over to Lee, this top line for the Jets, getting some pressure on here early and throwing a heavy hit there. It was Colton Butters on the right wing. Osmond enters the zone, up on the attack with Braden Count, who is looking for that backdoor tap in off the saucer pass, but it was a little too hot for him. An impossible break out here as Crawley tried to dip in behind the V's defense. The pass missed him, so Parker Lee will give chase. Osmond mishandled it on the right wing. Underneath some pressure from Butters. It's played up into the feet of Count. Osmond picks it up, but he was on the wrong side of the blue line. The delayed offside will force him out of the play. Crawley at the end of a shift for the Jets. Attempted to hold the line. He couldn't. It's going to skip up to Reed LaRue. LaRue is going to take off. 3-on-2 materializes for the V's. LaRue backhand. Oh, what a great opportunity. Out of the reach barely of Blake DeMille, who couldn't tap it home past an outstretched Levat. And now DeMille's going to break in. Potential breakaway. He tumbles. He gets back up. Scores on the rebound. Darcy Uveri puts it away at the back door. And the Voyagers are on the board. And talk about a great recovery for Blake DeMille, falling down, getting back up to his feet and getting the shot off with lots of room to spare. And a good hustle off the bench from Darcy Uveri as a few V's were changing up. And he puts it into the open net to open the scoring for Dartmouth. As they try to keep the good times rolling here. They scored 4 times in game 1, and they're already on the board here less than 5 minutes into their second game here against the Jets, as Cape Breton will ice the puck. And the draw will come all the way back down to the right of the goaltender, Daniel Levat. There's a face-off violation. A couple players moving in a little too eagerly. It's Blake DeMille will line up for the face-off for Dartmouth. And will win it cleanly. Back to the line, played nicely by Jaden Hall and shot it in the direction of the net, and that's covered up by Levat. Will repeat the face-off in the exact same spot. Voyagers riding a 4-game winning streak right now, dating back to their final game of the regular season, and including those 2 wins over the Armada in round 1 of the playoffs to book their ticket here to member 2 this weekend. Jets will settle it down off the face-off and chip it up and out of the zone, and up with some speed is Isaac Ward. Ward hits the brakes, tried to make a move around the V's defenseman, and will chase it into the corner, get some assistance there from his teammate. And that is up into the mesh after Matt Phillips let it go from the point. Phillips, the captain for the Jets, putting up another strong season. 12 goals and 19 points on the campaign. Cape Breton will complete a full line change here. That's Cole Simmons in to take the draw in the O zone for the Jets. And they'll secure possession. Going to roll behind the net. And with it is Ryan Morris, the defenseman. Skipped up to the red line and back down in low. Morrison will stop up. Under pressure from a pair of Jets. Does a good job to spin off one of them off the hand of the Cape Breton Jets, Travis Smith-McNeil at center ice. And it'll be enough to knock it down up to Smith-McNeil. Going in 1-on-3 there for a second under some immense pressure from Kaz Hillier. Morrison trying to clear that zone again, try to get some help from Muse, but a good effort there by the forechecker Simmons to hold the line for Cape Breton. Jets trying to establish some pressure down low. Smith-McNeil headed on his stick for a moment, but the puck will escape the zone. Colton McDonald in pursuit. Takes a big hit along the wall there, taking the defenseman Emerson Long into the glass. 2-on-2 scrum there. is knocked out of danger by the Jets, and both teams will get some changes in. Over skate up with it, that's Henry Ayotte. Will his teammate stay onside? Yes, he does. DeMille gets the leg down, and maybe a scoring opportunity here in deep for the V's. Trying to cut around the danger was one Dartmouth player, but now in numbers the other way are the Jets, but it was out of the handle of the defenseman Zachary McIntyre, who jumped up to join the rush, but a good job by Max Reed to get in the way and put out the fire before it spreads. McIntyre leads the team in defensive scoring. He has 3 goals and 18 points from the Jets' blue line here this year, providing some much needed offense from the back end for this Jets team. The Voyagers head the puck for a second off the face-off, but Cape Breton's Blair Francis will take it away. Out there on the scoring attempt with Colton Jador, who got the shot off. Good job by McIntyre to hold the line, and he'll do it again. Jammed in low along the wall. First man in for the Jets. That's Foss Francis McDonald in pursuit. McIntyre holds the line again, that time using the shoulder to keep it in. He also keeps it in play as that rode along the top of the glass. It's a 2-on-2 rugby scrum down in the close side corner to the right shoulder of Max Reed. And Cape Breton keeps the pressure on as the V's fail to clear. McDonald spins off the forechecker, looking for that centering pass up for Jador, but he was out of reach, and the Voyagers get away with it. Here comes Ross, one-on-one, tried to jump around McIntyre, and a good effort by Zachary McIntyre to clear that out of danger. In on the puck now for Dartmouth is Jonah Carew. Played it in behind the goal. And centering pass for Leroux. High shot was blockered away by Levat. Good alert save for the Jets stopper. Kept in the zone by Leroux. But there's some tired Dartmouth V's out there. Reed Leroux breaks it up again. He might get another shot off here. Lets it go through traffic and pad it away. Good job by Levat to get the pad down on that one, and the Jets will come out the other way with it. They're also at the end of a shift, though. Blair Francis has been out there for almost a couple of minutes there, it looks like, for the Cape Breton Jets as the puck scurries back to their zone. Crawley's going to pick it up on the backhand. Almost mishandled it under pressure here from the Voyagers' first line. Crawley will take off with speed on the close side. Parker Lee dangles in, but was broken up off the play by Hall. It got away from him, though. And coming out of the net on top of that was Max Reed challenging his shooter and stopping the puck over the midway point of the first period here. 1-0 the score in favor of Dartmouth. Darcy Uveri breaking the ice here in the first period. Draw will be in the V zone right now to the left of the goaltender Reed. It's won by the Jets. Lee picks it up. Rubs out the hit. Centering pass, nobody is home. Now a shot from the point. A low slapper from LeBlanc is kicked wide. Lee had it for a moment, but was muscled off the puck by a Voyagers defenseman. He's played back in deep by Crawley, and they'll give chase. Voyagers try to play it out. Cound was the intended recipient of that pass, but the Jets do well to keep it in. Butters cycles it into the corner. Lee in pursuit, throws a big check on Kaz Hillier, the defenseman. Butters couldn't hold the line the second time, and Dartmouth gets out the center. Top lines here toward the end of a shift. Reed Leroux's been out there for a while. Throws a body check there, gets in a collision along the wall with Stéphane LeBlanc. Butters, the fake slapper, plays it back for LeBlanc. Up the middle, intended for Isaac Ward, who will chip it in on the backhand, rubbed out along the wall by Nate Kaharski. And Dartmouth will try to make something out of this now the other way. Logjam at center ice. Nate Kaharski attempted to enter the zone. He stopped up at the blue line. Bit of a traffic jam here in the neutral zone here. Cape Breton not making it easy for Dartmouth to enter the zone here. Stopping up in behind the net. That's Matt Phillips. And he'll take off along the far side on his offhand. Good job by Morrison to glove it down. He's going to spring DeMille in on the partial break. Oh, what a stop. Did Levatt keep that out? Yes, he did. It was underneath him. But there's going to be a penalty coming up as Blake DeMille will draw one for Dartmouth. And for the first time today, or in this game anyway, we'll get a look at the V's power play. As the officials try to identify the correct culprit to send to the penalty box here. Might be an example of one of those necessary penalties you have to take at this point of the game. That close to becoming 2-0 for the V's. However, Malik Stevens, the guilty party on that penalty, is the one going to the penalty box here. He's not happy about it. As Dartmouth will get underway here on the power play. Walking off the wall is Ross, moved in down low for Breton Cound. Cound centering pass. Oh, he was looking to the far side for his man, but it got away. And a 3-on-1 materializes here on the penalty kill. Pass across. Oh, an excellent stop by the goaltender, Max Reed, and the rebound almost bounced out to McIntyre to put into the open net, but he didn't get all of his might on that one. Good opportunity for the Jets, making up for their best scoring chance of the hockey game so far, shorthanded, as Carew enters the zone. Played to the far side for the Voyagers. Reed LaRue couldn't handle it, and the captain, Jonah Carew, will have to scurry all the way back down into his own zone as the Jets clear the zone and get a change in. 1:06 left in this Voyagers power play. They have the 10th best power play this year. And it's a great goal by LaRue. He walked right in through everybody. Reed LaRue, oh my, beats Levatt to the glove side, and it went in just as quick as the play came together, skating in and burying the power play goal to put the Voyagers up 2-0. LaRue almost set up a couple of goals already in this game. And he's going to score his second goal in as many matchups here for the Voyagers at these provincial championships. Beats Levatt to the glove side. And another goal! As soon as he enters the zone, the Jets blow it by the blocker side of Max Reed. And they bring it back within one here in member two. Andrew Penny lines up for the low slapper, and a perfectly placed shot, probably the definition of such a thing. Going low side blocker on the goaltender Reed, and the Jets are on the board, so a rapid succession of goals here late in the first period, just seconds after Reed LaRue made it 2-0 for the V's. Penny is going to bring this game back within one as the puck ricochets up into the Cape Breton Jets bench. So lots of scoring so far in this hockey game. And back within one with about 2.5 to go here in the first period. The draw will come back into the Cape Breton end as Dartmouth's Blake DeMille will line up for the face-off, and he'll win it. Back to the line and through a crowd, and a good fight there by Daniel Levatt to cover that one up. So we'll get a repeat of the face-off to his right side. Shooting lock from the point is Kaz Hillier for the V's over on that left side point, and this time the Jets will win the draw. Swung around the far side. Foss Francis McDonald will knock that down the ice. Will Blair Francis win the race and avoid the icing? Yes, he will. He's going to beat Hilliard to the puck, but the V's will come away with it, at least for a little distance. Jador providing some immense pressure on top of the V's blue line in down low. Snow will come out with it for Dartmouth, though. Some numbers forming the other way as Uveri, he has a goal here today, was looking high glove on Levatt, and he'll snag it down and make the save with just over 2 to go here in the first period. Quick goals here from both teams just a moment ago. First, it was Reed LaRue on the power play to make it 2-0. And right off the center ice draw, Andrew Penny on the wing picks it up and blast it blocker side on Max Reed to bring it back within one. And here's a tip, a beautiful deflection by Keen Osmond, who is skating to the net. Crew letting it go from the point, and another good tip in the V's favor that almost went between the legs of Lavat, but they're able to keep it out. Quickly goes down the other way, but the Jets are caught offside as Crawley maneuvered that pass over to his winger, but was on the wrong side of the blue line that time, so the face-off will come on outside. LaRue lined up with the draw with Parker Lee, and the V's will win it back to Crew. D to D. Gonna break it up the other way. So it's off the stick of Osmond into the Jets players bench. Shots 18-9 here so far in favor of the Dartmouth Voyagers. They've controlled most of the play here in this first period, and Lavat has had to be very busy in that. It's been a busy day for him. Remember, he started the Cabot game earlier today. The face-off will come back in front of the Dartmouth bench, and the V's will win the draw. Backpedaling there was Kaharski on defense, picked off by Crawley, and the Jets will establish in down low. Parker Lee turns on the Jets, spins around the top of the zone. Stevens looks at his options, goes D to D, unable to handle it cleanly, was long, but he'll get it down into the corner. Butters rubbed off the play there. Good job there by Jonah Carew. And the V's are back up the other way. Cowan coming up with some speed, gets some opposition there by a back checker, but he'll get it all the way down to the corner, looking for some assistance, from Reed LaRue, who's going to cycle it back down low and eventually finds its way to Daniel Lavat, who will cover it up for the whistle as we dip under the 1 minute mark here in the opening frame here in Member 2. Draw will be in the Jets zone, and it's won. A good job by Isaac Ward, the centerman. Cape Breton going up the other way. McIntyre makes the pass to Phillips. He's going to gain the red line and will dump to the opposite corner. Isaac Ward hanging off the defenseman from Dartmouth, and Phillips will cut into the corner. Centering pass, he had his guy, but the puck skipped over his stick and it found its way back to Phillips in behind the goal. Oh, and he had his man right in front of the net as Cashin Morrison couldn't get the shot off. McIntyre will go in deep on the pinch and get some assistance from Morrison. 23 seconds left now in the period. 2 V's and 2 Jets caught in the corner, and that puck is not moving, at least yet. Now it is. McIntyre came out with it, but eventually lost it. The Jets hold the line, but only for a millisecond. The Snow plays it up. Last second attempt here for the V's. Lachlan Ross is rubbed out of the play there by Matt Phillips. Takes the puck to pin along the corner, and now up toward the middle and out of harm's way as the buzzer goes here at the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center, as after 15 minutes of play, the V's jump to a 2-0 lead, but the Jets respond quickly to cut the lead back to 1, so the score is 2-1 after 1 period of play. Darcy Overi and Reed LaRue with the goals for the Voyagers, and the Jets respond with a goal from Andrew Penny. So the players will take a quick 2-minute break here, and so will we. We'll be back in just a moment for the second period on High Button Sports. And welcome back to High Button Sports for the second period. You're watching the 2026 Under-16 AAA Nova Scotia Provincial Hockey Championships here in Member 2 Nova Scotia. After 15 minutes of play, the Dartmouth Voyagers up by a 2-1 score over the Cape Breton Jets. Both teams looking for an all-important win in their second game. So much of their tournament destinies will be determined by the outcome of this one and their 4-game round robins. And the Cape Breton Jets, after a late period penalty by the Dartmouth Voyagers, will go to their first power play opportunity of the evening as McIntyre walks in. A 2-on-1 form is knocked off the puck. No call on that one, but the Jets will get established down low. Zachary McIntyre walks out from coverage. Kaz Hillier all over him from the V's. Hillier for the penalty kill will fish it loose and dump it down the length of the ice. He's coming in with some speed there for Dartmouth is Henry Muse. He's going to get some possessions, looking for the centering pass out to his teammate, but the Cape Breton Jets will take it out the other way. Here comes Hudson Crawley, the team's leading scorer, trying to establish things. He's going to spin off a pair of Dartmouth penalty killers there. A great individual effort, and the Jets will try to make something of it here. Jets power play, 14.6% this year, good for 7th in the 12-team league. Is played in front, point-blank chance, and a big save by Max Reed down low in the second attempt, squirted over to Keegan Morrison of the Voyagers, and he'll take his time shooting this down the ice, and Dartmouth will get a change in with 36 seconds remaining on this initial Cape Breton Jets power play. Zachary McIntyre quarterbacking the man advantage is going to slow up at the wall, elects to dump it around the boards where Hudson Crawley is waiting at the far side hash marks. McIntyre in the slot, blockered away by Max Reed. Rebound came all the way back around to Crawley at the far side point, working the blue line with McIntyre. Another shot is off a shin pad, but not too hard a challenge for Max Reed as he sees the shot all the way through and will make the save with only 8 seconds to go on this penalty to Dartmouth's Lachlan Ross, who is up on his feet and ready to exit the penalty box once his time expires here early in the second period. The draws to the left to Max Reed. There's a face-off violation, though, according to the officials. Ward is kicked out of the draw for the Jets. So Butters steps in, and he's going to win the face-off, but a little too cleanly as the Voyagers get it out, and that'll do it for the penalty. A big early kill for Dartmouth. The penalty kill is 10th in the league, 77.1% on the year, and they come up big there. First on the puck down low is Butters. Takes a couple of checks along the boards there from the opponent, and now is joined with some support there on the wall by Cashin Morrison, who's rooting for it. Still stands still with the puck. Now Butters comes away with it. Wraps around the net. Attempting to get the shot toward the goal was the Jets' LeBlanc, but it's blocked and eventually takes a bounce up into the bench and out of play. Still early on here in the second period. 3 goals in that first period to make the score to where it is now. Dartmouth leading by a 2-1 margin. Looking to go 2-0 here in day one. Draw won by the Jets into the feet of Cape Breton's Andrew Penny, the goal scorer. It's deflected out in favor of the Voyagers. Reed LaRue walks in. The shot scores! Can you believe this guy? Reed LaRue, a near carbon copy of his first goal of the game earlier in the first period, will walk right on top of the Jets goaltender and pick his spot and will restore the 2-goal lead for the Voyagers early in the second period. And what a show that Reed LaRue is putting on for this Dartmouth team. The injection of this guy into the lineup for the Voyagers has been massive, and you can see it in every game, already with 2 in this one against the Cape Breton Jets, and the Voyagers will restore their 2-goal advantage. And it comes back to LaRue, now on a hat-trick watch, and he almost handcuffed Daniel Lavat with that long ranger and got an attempt in down low. That time it was Keen Osmond, his line making the shot off. LaRue will give it away, though, up on the breakaway. Colton Jador hit the post with the shot, and the rebound squirted out to his teammate. Oh, and the defenseman came back to make the save instead of the goaltender. A Jets player thinks it's in. The ref is inconclusive on that one, but the whistle went. Oh my word, the chaos on top of the Voyagers net right there. And if it wasn't for the defenseman Kaz Hillier coming back in behind the play for Dartmouth, it might have been another quick response for the Cape Breton Jets to bring it back within one. Wow, what an opportunity for the hosts here in the second period. And the draw will come to the left of Max Reed, keeping that puck out somehow on a couple of Jets chances, including that breakaway from Colton Jador just a moment ago, as Reed LaRue looked to be pushing the other end for Dartmouth to score his third goal of the game. Had a couple of shots off, but one of those shots were blocked, and they get another quick opportunity in on the Dartmouth net, and that's going to be gloved by Reed. We'll get a repeat of the face-off to the left of the Voyagers net. It's one back. Jador, just moments after that breakaway attempt where he hit the pipe. And a big hit thrown there. Blair Francis using his size to pummel over Ryan Morris for possession of that puck. And Blair Francis walks in, makes the play down low to Francis McDonald. Back to Francis. And a shot from close range. A great opportunity. And a poised save by Max Reed as we get some scuffling after the whistle goes behind the Voyagers net, as there might have been a little bit of a late poke there from a Jets player. But that'll do it for the extracurricular activity on that stoppage. Just under 4 minutes into the period here. Lots of activity so far. The Jets have had a couple of their best chances of the game outside of that first period Andrew Penny goal. But the only goal of the period so far, Reed LaRue just a couple of moments ago to make it 3-1 Voyagers. High off the glass over the outstretched hand of the defenseman Sidney Pemberton. Icing is waved off on the play. Zachary McIntyre has to hustle back with it. Under some pressure, tried to one-hand it through coverage and almost gave it away. Steered aside there by the goaltender Levat, and backpedaling is Colton Butters, trying to saucer that up and out of the zone. And he's going to retrieve possession of the puck at the blue line, gets it all the way up to the center ice logo as the V's are right back in with it. Dumped in the corner by Yavari as Butters tried to make the one-touch pass up to Parker Lee. It was out of everybody's reach there as the top line for the Jets jump on and get to work trying to close this gap here. Perhaps back to one goal at first and some more later, but they're going to ice the puck nearing the 5-minute mark into the second period. And the V's will get a draw deep in Jets territory. And would you know it, their first line will jump out, led by Reed LaRue. He has Cowan lined up above him after winning the draw, but Cowan's going to lose it. And Cape Breton will break out. Taking his time, Travis Smith-McNeil is going to chip it up. Hudson Crawley, going for the centering pass to Butters. No look by McIntyre, and the shot gloved by Max Reed. A great opportunity. Again, the Jets starting to ramp up their scoring chances here early in the second period, getting all the shots that they can in on Max Reed. But Reed, when he has seen that puck anyway, he has been stopping them. He's made a couple of excellent stops here so far in the middle frame here in member 2. Face-off won cleanly there by LaRue. Off the boards, it's bounced, but a good job kicking it up to his skate was Emerson Long, who shot it toward the V's net. Sliding across is Max Reed, making another save. Both teams playing their second games today here in opening day of the 2026 Nova Scotia Under-16 AAA Provincial Championships. Jets lost in overtime to the Cabot Highlanders. They were up 2-1 in that game, but Cabot battled back to take that one. Jets are awarded a point in the overtime loss in the standings. And the Voyagers won their first game against Kings HC, beating them 4-2 and taking their 2 points for the win, as that puck is shot up into the mesh on the clearing attempt from the Voyagers. We get a draw here to the left of Max Reed, the goalie. Isaac Ward takes the ozone face-off for the Jets, is tied up there by his center ice counterpart, Blake DeMille, who wins the face-off for Dartmouth. Voyagers failed to clear, though. Played in front of the net, waiting for that pass. Potentially was Cashin Morrison, but it's going to escape the center ice as Dartmouth forces it down the other way. Slowing up with it, though, is Malik Stevens, the big defenseman. Off the wall there, Morrison will spin it up on the backhand and taken away by Kaharski for Dartmouth. D-to-D pass. Screw looks at his options, deflected right on top of Daniel Levat's net and cleared to the corner. Forecheck coming on strong here for the Voyagers. Going to skip back to Lachlan Ross. Ross to his defenseman, takes the return pass. At the top of the circle, tries to make the forehand backhand in close to the net, but it's picked up by Phillips. And the Jets are out of the zone. Centering pass. Oh, charging toward the net. An excellent look for Isaac Ward, but the pass was just a couple hairs ahead of him. Cape Breton will maintain inside the V zone, though. A good individual effort by Stéphane LeBlanc, but got away with them. Here comes the Voyagers the other way. Lachlan Ross gets that shot in on net. He ran out of steam at the end of a long shift, and he'll change. Muscling off some pressure there was Dartmouth's Jaden Hall. It's going to skip back to him, colliding with his teammate at his own blue line, but that's going to result in a Cape Breton Jets offside nearing the midway point of the second period. Keep in mind that the first and second periods in this tournament are 15 minutes long. There will be a flood after the second period, and the third frame will be a full 20 minutes long, which is a format that differs from the regular season format here in the Under-16 League, where there are 3 20-minute periods with floods between the periods. That's why we continued right into the second period after the first. And Morris will pick that up, but he was on the wrong side of the blue line and takes a tumble after the whistle goes. As the V's go offside, and there might be a penalty after the play, after Ryan Morris took a tumble, and the referee signals tripping to the Cape Breton Jets. That's a tough one for Seth Black there. It was tough to tell on the play if there was any intention involved as the players got tangled up. But all the same, the Voyagers will go to their second power play of the afternoon, and they've been looking good here so far in member 2, 1 for 1 on the man advantage in this game. Reed LaRue scored his first of his 2 goals on the first power play opportunity, and there's LaRue lined up at the dot for the V's. He's going to win the draw pass in front, off the crossbar. Ross broke right in for the Voyagers, inches from another power play goal and from extending the lead to 3. So the face-off will come right back inside the Jets zone. LaRue wins that draw again for the Voyagers. Back to the line for Keane Osmond. Over to Breton Cowan. Back to LaRue. At the top of the circle, tries to shimmy shake his man. Osmond walks in, drops it down for Cowan. At the top of the close side circle, looks at his shooting options. Play far side for Lachlan Ross, who just hit the bar at the top of the circle where Hall was waiting. Now LaRue has some room. The clapper into the glove of Daniel Levat makes a big stop on the Voyagers sharpshooter with still another minute 28 to play here on this Dartmouth power play. The Jets are going to change up some penalty killers. The LaRue unit stays on the ice for Dartmouth, and he's going to win another big draw here. Comes back to Hall, the defenseman. Going to cut to the top of the slot, played down low. High shot intended for the top corner. Lachlan Ross looking upstairs on Daniel Levat today. Ross holds the line. Long pass. Osmond, rebound. LaRue scores! And there go the hats for the Voyagers. And there's one right on top of the crowd there. He's going to pick it up. His teammate will hand it to LaRue. And yes, make that 3 for the Voyagers centerman. And what a game he's having here in member 2 this afternoon. You just can't stop him. And it's going to be another power play goal for the Dartmouth Voyagers. Make it 4-1. And he has put the team on his back here so far in this hockey game. It doesn't take much to tell that he's got a great set of hands and a sniper perfect shot. He's used it 3 times here so far, twice on the power play. And the Voyagers will stretch out their lead, but the Jets are right back down with it. A mad scramble in front of Max Reed's crease, and it somehow stays out again. That's a couple times this period that the Jets have been right on top of the Dartmouth crease. There was one instance in which the defenseman Kaz Hillier saved a goal while down on his knees, and they got awful close that time too. Cape Breton Jets are right back in it. They'll need a quick response here if they want to get a comeback bid going. Colton Jador, penalty coming up against Dartmouth as Levat darts for the bench. Pemberton thought about the shot, but the puck trickled away from him. He's going to pinch way down in the corner. Jador centering pass to Foss. Francis McDonald gets away. Shot wide of the net. A point-blank opportunity for Long, and that's going to roll down the length of the ice, but it was Cape Breton who shot it, so it's not going to be an icing call. 6 attackers out there right now for the Jets. That arm still up in the air for the official. It's been up there for at least 30 seconds now. Might be getting a bit tired, as Cape Breton will head right back down into the Dartmouth end. Foss Francis McDonald drops off for Crawley. Backdoor pass, the shot. Oh, what a stop by Max Reed. Gets a right shoulder up on it. One of his best saves of the afternoon. And the penalty is finally called as the V's touch up. It's going to be a head contact violation. Only 2 minutes, but nonetheless, the Jets will head to their second power play opportunity of the evening as Blake DeMille will head to the box for 2 minutes or less. Face off to the left to Max Reed. Jets are 0 for 1 on the man advantage here today, but they're going to win the draw. Zachary McIntyre, the shot, Crawley, that's going to come in and out of the glove of Max Reed as the rebound squirted away almost to his back door, but the Jets couldn't get the follow-up shot off. McIntyre will set up and will play it down for Travis Smith-McNeil, who had a tough time handling it down low. Parker Lee plays in behind the net, looking for Smith-McNeil in front, and it's into his feet, and the Voyagers will settle it down and skate it out themselves. Braden Cowan trying to cut to the middle, broken up on a good back check by Travis Smith-McNeil. Skating up through the middle, that's Crawley. Fanned on the shot, either that or it hit a body. High up off the glass, Lee is first to it. Jets will get established down in the zone. Crawley couldn't handle it, gets some stiff opposition in behind the net from the defenseman Keegan Morrison. Phillips to the top of the circle. Looped out for Crawley. He was earmarking that high glove corner, and Max Reed was prepared for it. As the Jets' Parker Lee exchanges a couple of shoves in front of the net with Jaden Hall from the Voyagers after the play, and we'll get a stoppage of play. Still 58 seconds to go here on this most recent power play opportunity for the Cape Breton Jets. And they're going to win the faceoff and get set up here. Blair Francis lost it in his feet, though, as a feisty penalty kill effort there from Conroy Snow, and he'll clear it down the ice for Dartmouth. Starting up with it in behind his own net, that's Foss Francis McDonald. Gets up to Blair Francis to his right flank, and the collision will result in Snow losing his glove as the Jets will attempt to enter the zone here again. Francis comes up with it as the puck poked past him, and the V's make quick work getting it back down the ice once more as Daniel Levat comes out of his net to tee it up for his defenseman. Skating up with it for the Jets, it's Francis McDonald. Played over to Jador, rolled off his tape. 9 seconds to go here on the Jets power play. Cutting into the middle of the ice. There's going to be another penalty coming up. And the V's are up with it, but the whistle's probably going to go. It does as Hall touches up all the way down. So as soon as the Voyagers penalty expires, they're going to head right back to the penalty box here. A holding call is the call of the violation going up against Conroy Snow of the Voyagers. So Cape Breton will look to keep the momentum going here on the man advantage. Much in need of a goal or maybe two here before the second intermission break. Gonna get set up here to the left of the goaltender, Max Reed. Parker Lee in to take that draw. He's going up against Blake DeMille. And the draw is won by the Jets. He'll get set up. Zachary McIntyre trying to shake off his pressure man, Muse. Walked in the middle of the ice is Ward. Drop for McIntyre. Slow slapper looking for that tip in front. Crawley was at the back door but got away from him. And Dartmouth will clear it down. Out of his crease, way over his crease actually. Daniel Levatt playing that over to McIntyre. Back to help him is Matt Phillips, the Jets captain. And Phillips will be the one to sit with it in behind his net and tee it up for McIntyre, as Muse and DeMille will form a good penalty kill forecheck here for the V's and slows up the Jets. But Kane Brenton's down with it. A great individual effort there by Hudson Crawley. Almost did it all himself to get that goal. And he got the goal. What a shot from Crawley from the top of the circle. Goes upstairs on Max Reed. And the Jets power play strikes to cut the lead in half. He's the team's leading scorer, and we knew it was coming from him. Hudson Crawley goes upstairs on the power play, making it 4-2 now for Dartmouth. Into the feet of Morrison as the Jets will take it right back into the zone. A huge goal for the host Jets here with time ticking down in the second period. Goals late in the period are always so crucial, represent a big indicator of momentum, and the Jets could really use some of that momentum right now, and they make their power play count as LeBlanc's stick is slashed over his hands. And speaking of the Cape Breton Jets power play, they're going right back to the man advantage. A third straight penalty taken by the Voyagers as a frustrated Lachlan Ross will sit down in the penalty box, and that's always a polarizing call when the player's stick is slashed out of his hands, but chances are the referee is going to call that 9 times out of 10, and they do that time. With the Cape Breton Jets top power play unit heading right back out there with a chance to cut the lead to 1 on the man advantage, but there's a face-off violation first time around as Parker Lee was lining up for the face-off against Darcy Uvari. So they'll try that again. Lee's going to get kicked out of the draw, so Isaac Ward will line up for the face-off, and he's going to win it for the Jets. Cape Breton gets set up. Cycled into the corner, but Crawley bounced in front right to Parker Lee, and he couldn't jab it by Reed. Ward dropped back for McIntyre. Down to the corner for Lee, and the centering pass in the slot for Ward was a little too hot, and it's going to go down the ice. The Jets will have to set up again in their own zone. Crawley's going to skate it out, the most recent goal scorer for the Jets to make it 4-2, scoring on that last power play attempt. Parker Lee will hop on his horse here and get it deep into V's territory. Cape Breton getting set up here on their 4th power play of the afternoon. They're 1 for 3. Centering pass there got out of the angle of Ward. It's backing down low of Lee, but stripped of the puck there by the V's. And Dartmouth will come up and out with it. Uvari backhanded it up to the Jets' blue line. And Cape Breton's quick back in with it. Hudson Crawley looking for enough room for another one of those shots. McIntyre picks it up in the slot. Up and over the net is a good job there by Matt Phillips to screen the goaltender. But it's a rattling puck high up off the glass, and now it's going to come to a standstill at the boards, but the pass is too far ahead of McIntyre, and it's going to come out the center with 43 seconds left in the second period and 35 seconds to go on the power play opportunity for the Jets as we get a tie-up of players down low. It was the penalty killer, Blake DeMille, taking down his man. No call on the play as the Jets enter the zone. LeBlanc had it played up for Phillips to his hands. Oh, through his legs. That would have been a highlight reel goal had that gone in. An excellent effort from the captain to get that shot off. With only 18 seconds to go, though, left on the power play for the Cape Breton Jets. They'll get the draw in down low in the dying seconds of the second period. and it is won by Dartmouth and cleared down the ice, which will tick off most of the remaining time here on the man advantage. Sidney Pemberton will quarterback the second power play unit up the ice here. He'll take it himself, pressured by a pair of Voyagers, and gets it up and secures the entry. Only 5 seconds left though. Shot up high, kick toward the net. It's going to sputter wide, and that will end the second period. Another 3-goal frame. Both of those goals for Dartmouth coming off the stick of Reed LaRue along with his first period goal. He has the hat trick, leading the way for the Voyagers, who lead 4-2 after 30 minutes of play here in Member 2. The Voyagers trying to hang on for their second win of the day here at the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center. The Cape Breton Jets trying to find some life here in the final frame and treat their home crowd fans to a win. The Zamboni will come out, everybody will go for a break, and so will we. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so here on High Button Sports. And welcome back to Member 2 here at the 2026 Nova Scotia Under-16 AAA Hockey Provincial Championships. After 2 periods of play, the Dartmouth Voyagers up by a score of 4-2. Reed LaRue let the good times roll. Has a hat trick already in this one. 2 of those goals coming on the power play. And hasn't he just been dynamite since joining this team? Played 4 regular season games, 3 goals and assists in the Basin Armada series. In 2 games, had 3 goals. Is already up to 4 goals and an assist here at the Provincial Championships tournament, making his case already for the tournament Most Valuable Player Award, and is putting the team on his back for a chance at an appearance in the Sunday morning finals. They're 20 minutes away from going 2-0 here on day 1, with a couple of more tough games tomorrow as they try to take care of business here in the 3rd period. Meanwhile, we might be bordering on must-win territory here for the Cape Breton Jets. Yes, they picked up a point in the loss earlier today to Cabot, but they cannot afford too many losses, as it is very cutthroat competition to qualify for the championship game on Sunday morning. No crossovers, remember. It's the top 2 teams in the standings after their 4 games on Friday and Saturday. And it's always a close game between these 2 teams as well. They met 3 times this year in the regular season. Voyagers won the season series 2-1, winning on February 1st and 14th by 4-3 scores. And the Jets also beat Dartmouth on one occasion, beating them here at home in Member 2 by a 4-2 score. So always 1-goal, 2-goal games between these teams, and it's a close one now. Only 2 goals separating them. Some say the most dangerous lead in hockey can take 2 flicks of the stick to go one way or another, and there was 1 flick of the stick from the start of the game so far here for the Voyagers. Reed LaRue looking for goal number 4, but that shot is high up into the mesh here, only a matter of seconds into the 3rd period here, Member 2. The draw will be inside the Jets zone. They're going to win the draw and are able to rim it out here on the fresh sheet of ice. Morrison hustles back to pick it up for his teammates, and LaRue will relay that up for Osmond. Osmond rubbed along the boards there, and it's going to result in a penalty as Sidney Pemberton through the check for the Cape Breton Jets. It's going to be a head contact violation according to the referee. So the red-hot Dartmouth Voyagers power play heading back to work here early in the 3rd period. And who else at the center ice dot than Reed LaRue lining up for the draw. There's going to be a violation of some sort, though. As soon as the puck hits the ice, it's going to roll all the way down the ice. So we'll redo that draw. LaRue might have 3, but it's still anybody's game here. So if you're the Voyagers, of course you're going to play him and hope that he scores a bunch more goals for you, as they got just over 19 minutes left to play here to tie this one up. A good block there by Phillips, who almost sprung himself on the breakaway after the puck hit his shin pads on the block. But the V's will recover. Reed LaRue into the zone, takes a bump. He was ready for it, though. He's going to walk away from the pressure, shoots, and that's off a body, back door. Oh, a great heads-up save by Daniel Lavat. He can't cover, though. LaRue's right in there. Braden Cowan comes out of the pressure with it. Cowan cutting to the slot area, back door. LaRue tried to slip it around the goalie, centering pass to Cowan. It got away from him, and a breakaway the other way. It's the captain, Matt Phillips. Oh, what a stop by Max Reed. I think Phillips actually ran out of real estate there as he tried to pull it from the backhand back to the forehand, but by that time he was very close to the goal line. Cowan walks in the other way, and making the save is Daniel Lavat, as the Voyagers generated an effective counterattack the other way as well. What a golden chance for the Cape Breton Jets, as Matt Phillips was inches from bringing the score to back within 1 here early in the 3rd period, short-handed. Trimmed around the boards there. It's going to elude Hudson Crawley of the Jets, who will now clear it down the ice here on the penalty kill. Ward first man in for Cape Breton, as Crew will get the attack started. Jonah Crew, strong start to his term as well. He had a pair of goals there in game one against Kings HC in that 4-2 win here to start off the Voyagers tournament. Crew is going to take a heavy check south of the Jets goal line. On the line up top is Ayot, who's going to hold the position until Carew can get back to his line. Walking in with a good shot up off the shoulder. Darcy Uveri looking for his second of the game. 9 seconds left here on the V's power play. Carew takes a shot off the body, and McIntyre wore that one. That probably didn't feel good, but now the Jets are up with it. Ward is away. Breakaway. Oh, another huge save by Max Reed. Can you imagine on the same penalty kill? 2 separate breakaway opportunities for Cape Breton. And Max Reed comes up with 2 of his biggest stops of the game to keep his team in front by a pair. And you could see it on the camera there between whistles. The goaltender Reed getting a lot of love from his teammates for those 2 huge saves there on what has been a red-hot Voyagers power play today. Gave up a couple of the best chances the other way on that opportunity as the Jets try to keep the havoc going down the other way. Simmons keeps it in down low for the Jets. Cape Breton is unable to hold as it was a hard clear from the Voyagers defenseman. In pursuit, Ryan Morris stops up, tries to spring. His forwards going the other way, but picked off at the center ice logo as Smith McNeil takes it into the zone. Gets a little assistance there from Cole Simmons over to his left wing. Kept in, great stick there by LeBlanc. The shot is returned to the far side corner, a high one. Off the glove there of the V's, and Cole McDonald will cut in and almost caught Levat on the glove up high, but the goaltender fought it off. Muse keeps the pressure up, can't get the shot through though, and Morrison is back in pursuit for Dartmouth. A quick change there for Cape Breton as the V's are back down the other way. Losing a handle on it was Colton McDonald, and almost picking it off in the middle of the ice, or so he does, with Saunier almost springing in on a partial breakaway. Jets trying to work this one out of their zone. A good forecheck shift here now for the V's. Getting established down low. Lachlan Ross right on top of the puck there beneath the Jets' net. And Cape Breton's up and out with it. Foss Francis McDonald, a big hit in behind the play. Matt Phillips went down on that one. And Francis lets the shot go. And it's off a body and wide. The rebound on the far side. Foss Francis McDonald trying to get that shot off. As well as Blair Francis came very close to burying one for the Jets on an odd man rush. And now Foss Francis McDonald will escape coverage back to his teammate Blair Francis. Back to Francis McDonald, swing now with one hand. Francis, the shot is gloved and knocked away by Max Reed. He's had a very sharp start to this third period for the Voyagers, and they need him to be sharp. And Dartmouth is sprung in a break the other way, and a hook. This might be a penalty shot. Let's see what the verdict is here by the refs, and it is. There's the signal to center ice, and this will be a penalty shot opportunity for Conroy Snow for a chance to pull this out of the hands of the Jets here in the third period. So the players will head to their benches. And only 2 players. Conroy Snow with the shot, and Daniel Levat between the pipes for the Jets. 1-on-1 shootout style. Penalty shot. 2-goal lead for the Voyagers. Chance to make it 3. Here comes the signal from the referees. He'll check in with the goaltender first, Levat. Explain the penalty shot rules, as this is a game-defining moment here and maybe a tournament-defining one on the tape of Conroy Snow. stopped by Daniel Levat. Leaves Snow without any options on the penalty shot opportunity and keeps the score at 4-2 for Dartmouth. Now, how do the Jets use this momentum? Still down by 2. Can they turn it around here? As Reed LaRue in his top line jumps out for the Voyagers, but it's picked off by the Jets the other way. It's Crawley looking for that far side glove. It whistles wide of the goal off the tape of Colton Butters. Will keep it in the zone for Crawley. Get some support down low from Sidney Pemberton deep on the pinch as the defenseman. Pemberton cannot hold the line even with the outstretched stick. Hustling back for it is the Cape Breton Jets' Malik Stevens. The big defenseman will go for a skate around. Immense pressure is picked off by Osmond. LaRue also in the mix there, as well as the V's will try to turn the tide the other way and generate another goal from this red-hot top line. It's going to evade Carew going down the other way, and it's going to be an icing violation against the Cape Breton Jets. So Dartmouth will get another O-zone face-off here. But a few moments ago, wow, Daniel Levat, his biggest stop of the day on the Conroy Snow penalty shot. Oh, so close to making it 5-2. But the goalies have come to play here after the Zamboni break here in the third period with the game on the line here in member 2. Going to rim out to the Voyagers blue line all the way back. DDD pass off the stick and Nate Kaharski. Now going for a skate is Jaden Hall. Hall's going to lose it up the middle. Crawley deflecting that up to Parker Lee. Gets tied up with his man. Both of them go down, and the V's will enter the zone. LaRue leaves it off. Osmond off the toe of the goaltender Levat. Where's the puck? And the referee will lose sight of that one. Looked like it got caught under the skate, perhaps, of Daniel Levat. As Keen Osmond, who's been doing lots of scoring himself here recently for the Voyagers, not to mention the second leading scorer on the team here this year, 11 goals and 26 points in 30 games for the winger Osmond. He's been hungry around the net today, has gone close a couple of times. But Levat has been shutting the door on him as the Jets win the draw. Going to skip it up to the red line, and Phillips is in. Breakaway! Oh, another save for Max Reed. Maybe we should start calling him the breakaway king at this point. He's denied a trio of Jets. Actually, to correct myself there, I believe Matt Phillips has had 2 of those breakaways. So he denies the Jets captain twice on opponents being in all alone here just this period. Max Reed shutting the door when it matters most here for the Voyagers. Slapped along the boards there by Saunier. He fails to clear the end, and Phillips will hold the line. Makes a move around Saunier, and on the backhand, he's going to turn on the Jets here. He has LeBlanc as the option up high, and that's where he'll go. But the pass is errant and squirts by the Jets defenseman. He has to backpedal under some pressure there from Uveri. Passed up nicely to Ward. Drop for Phillips. To the backhand. Tried to return that to Ward. It was off a skate. Ward almost stole it a third time. Goes to Phillips. Matt Phillips holds the line. Has some help down low from Cash and Morrison, but gets away from everybody. In and out of the glove of Max Reed as that sheltered shot from LeBlanc gets away. And will this be an opportunity for the Voyagers the other way? Blake DeMille almost got away with it, but a good back check there. And maybe a game-saving one from Stefan LeBlanc, who will skate it now down the other way for Cape Breton. Matt Phillips returns it to LeBlanc. Both players at the end of some shifts, trying to buy some time to get some changes in, and a couple of them now will. Out of his net, the plate is Daniel Levat. Rimmed around Zachary McIntyre. Played up the wall. Fanning on the shot. And another breakaway. Phillips had the pass skip off his tape that time, so he didn't get the clean look on net, but he gets it deep. Spun around in front. Butters tried to make the move. Almost got away from McIntyre. He's in a tough spot there in the backhand and will cough up the puck. Muse, a 2-on-1 for the V's. And kicked away there. A good back check from Sidney Pemberton will bring an end to any pressure. What an action-packed third period here. Member 2 putting on a show for the host crowd. But the Voyagers still lead by 2. Big D-zone draw here, won by the Jets. But the Voyagers keep the battle up. That's Conroy Snow, who tried to hold it in the zone for Dartmouth. Snow gets it back at his own blue line. He had a penalty shot attempt earlier in the period and missed. Ross, 3-on-1, pass! Oh, what a stop by Lavat. Gets the blocker up in the half windmill to keep that puck out of the net as we get some commotion behind the goal after the whistle goes from the ref, and maybe we'll get a call. There's a V's player on the ice behind the play. It was Conroy Snow who got in the middle of that skirmish. But one of the best saves of the day again from Daniel Lavat. These goaltenders going tit for tat here in the third period in member 2. Doesn't appear there'll be any penalties in behind the play, although the players were definitely exchanging some shoves, to say the least. Great opportunity for the V's again to make it 5-2. But Lavat, just like his counterpart in the Dartmouth net, Max Reed, has just been shutting the door this period. Nobody with a goal here in the third frame. That's a 2-on-1. Blair Francis leads away. Was eyeing up Foss Francis McDonald to his left flank. He fanned on the pass, and the V's are going to take it the other way. It's Osmond setting up Reed LaRue coming on with intention. In behind him is the trailer. Osmond also taken out of the play. He was shaken up by that one. It's going to find its way to LaRue, and he decides to retreat from the zone. V's are offside as LaRue exited the end, and that'll buy some time for the Jets to take it up with some speed going the other way. The V's were changing. Francis McDonald is in with some help. The shot scores! It got through, and the Jets will cut it to 1 as Colton Jador cleans up the mess to make it 4-3. And that's the one the Jets were looking for. And Colton Jador, some commotion in front of the net, and he's going to put it away midway through the third period here, to the delight of the home crowd here in Cape Breton. An all-important third period goal. He's going to cut the lead to 1. The draws won there by DeMille for the Voyagers. All of a sudden, anybody's game here at the provincial championships. Both of these teams in pursuit of a much-needed win, especially the Jets looking to win their first of the tournament here against Dartmouth. And they're within 1 of tying this game up. DeMille takes a bump at the opposing blue line and comes away with it. He's going to evade some pressure in behind him, but is immediately stripped of the puck there by Parker Lee. Lee worked it up to Crawley, but given away there by Davari, looking for that top corner. But the shot is high and wide of the goaltender's blocker. Jets trying to work it up out through the neutral zone now. Crawley, cross-ice pass, finds Lee. Lee fanned on the wrister as he tried to cut to the middle of the slot to get a good look in on Max Reed, but the Jets are forced to retreat and get the dump in. It's going to rim all the way back down in front of the scorer's box at center ice, and LeBlanc will dump it in and give chase. Ayotte, the first man on it for the V's. Rimmed around and missed Saunier, so the Jets will get it back in deep. LeBlanc still pinching from the blue line. It missed him a little bit. Back to support is Hudson Crawley in that left defenseman position, and he's going to have that puck bobble on him as he was trying to hold off Luc Saunier. Crawley picks up some speed in behind the net. He has a goal today. He struck on the Jets power play in the second period. Crawley cuts to the outside. The shot in and out of the glove. Rebound. Back door. How'd that stay out? What a stop by Reed, or at least by one of the V's out there, as the defensemen were back to support as well. Skips up over the stick of Muse and rolls past the Cape Breton Jets. Seth Black over everybody, and the call on the ice is icing. The Voyagers bench is upset about that. You can see the jaws hanging low on almost all of the coaches who are looking for an explanation on that call. Suffice to say, they didn't agree with it there as the draw will come all the way back down to the Dartmouth zone to the right of Max Reed. The Jets within one here, a goal just moments ago from Colton Jador to make it 4-3. LeBlanc saucers it up, looking for Matt Phillips on the close side. Had that ricochet off the shin pads of Morris, who will shoot it into the zone. First man off for Dartmouth is Colton McDonald, trying to play it up. Had the puck stripped from him, from the defenseman Black. Carew, the captain for Dartmouth, holds the line well. Spin around pass. McDonald is denied by Levat. LeBlanc sells down the corner, still out there with Black. These defensemen have been out here a while here for the Cape Breton Jets. As the Voyagers try to pour on some pressure, Ross had that go between his legs, but was denied by Daniel Levat, shutting the door here in the third period. Up with speed is Ward. Can't get possession of it as Carew will settle it down for the V's. Both teams completing some changes, especially the Jets, as Blake DeMille will deflect that up and out of play here. 7:44 to go here in the third period. The Voyagers hanging on by a thread over the Cape Breton Jets here, looking for their second win of the provincial championships. The V's will win the faceoff in front of their own bench. Going to send a saucer up in a bouncer to center ice. Ross jabbing away at it for the V's, will win it back to his defenseman. Pass off the stick of Hillier, intended for Ross, was knocked down, and McIntyre will take it the other way for the Jets. Cross ice pass on the tape of Smith McNeil. Well done as the trailer opts to shoot it. Knocked away by Max Reed, and the V's will clear it down the other way, and looks like it'll be another icing call to be charged to them with 7:10 to go here in the third period as we are approaching crunch time here at the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center. The Jets ramping up their chances. They had 3 breakaways this period, unable to convert on any of them. And it took a lucky bounce for Colin Jador off some chaos in front of the V's net to make it 4-3 for the Jets as Jador drives in front, drops it back! And Pemberton's shot is gobbled up by the goaltender Reed as he got tied up with the back-checking Lachlan Ross in behind the play, who was diving in front of the Jets defender in an attempt to block that one. Ross a little slow to get up on that one. He'll head off for the end of a shift, as will the rest of the Voyagers who were caught out there on the icing call. Shots are 37-29 in favor of the V's right now, generating lots of offensive opportunities. And the Jets climbing back here in this period as Blair Francis attempted to get that shot off. Osmond drop for Cound. Top line out there now for the Voyagers in their own end. Cound attempts to strip it, and finally it has gone up and out of the zone by Morrison. As Dartmouth, Osmond was looking to take off, but Blair Francis back the other way. The shot gloved. Big save by Max Reed, who knocks it down, and his teammates get it out to center ice. In pursuit is Keen Osmond, and it's dumped back into the zone by Pemberton on the wrap. Foss Francis McDonald in pursuit over to Blair Francis, tried to walk his way into the middle of the ice. The big forward lost a handle on it though. McIntyre, aggressive pinch there for the Jets. He has to hustle back as the defenseman, with Cound breathing down his neck. It's not going to be an icing. You can tell how tired McIntyre is. He's been playing some big minutes here tonight for the Jets in this game. Blair Francis on the wing will spin around off the skate of McIntyre. On the clear is going to instead find Hudson Crawley in the zone entry. 3-on-2 up the middle to Jador. Crawley cuts in front, jamming. McIntyre on the spin. Chaos in front of the net. Where is it? It's in the glove of Max Reed, who comes up with a huge save, or 2 or 3 or 4, as the Jets were jamming away at it in front of the net, inches from tying this thing up with less than 6 to go in the third. So we have a bit of a slow change here. And in fact, it's going to be a timeout. The Dartmouth Voyagers opting to call their 30-second timeout here with just under 6 minutes to go here in the third. In a back and forth game, it has been. The Voyagers have held the lead for the majority of the game. Only a few minutes in, Darcy Overi opened the scoring for the Voyagers. Then Dartmouth got a power play. Reed LaRue scored his first of 3 on that one. A quick response by Andrew Penny. That capped off the scoring in the first period, 2-1. LaRue added 2 more in the second period to make it 4-1 at one point. Before the end of the period, though, Hudson Crawley struck on the power play and make it 4-2. And a big third period goal off the tape of Colton Jador to move the score to where we are at now, a 1-goal nail-biter. We've seen a couple games finish with the score here this year between these teams. It's always a 1 or 2 goal game between the Jets and the Voyagers, separated by just 2 points in the regular season standings. These teams have been neck and neck all year, and this game has been no different. A valiant battle for both of these clubs here tonight in Member 2. The draw is going to be inside the Voyager zone. To the left of the goaltender, Max Reed. And to take the face-off for the Jets in the O-zone, that's Parker Lee lining up against Blake DeMille, and the Jets will win a big one. Lets it go from the perimeter. That was Colton Butters letting it go. But Reed sees it through all the way, so they'll repeat the draw in the same spot as before. The Voyagers making a couple of quick changes here after taking their time out. Trying to find a way to hold off this late push from the Jets here. And the Jets have had a number of excellent opportunities in this third period. Can they come up with another one and tie this game? Let's see. Great pinch there by Malik Stevens off the line, and Butters throws a big hit. Steals the puck, centering pass. Nobody was home. Crawley was a little too high in the slot for that pass to reach. Dumped in immediately there by a tired Stevens, who heads to the bench for Cape Breton. Crawley first man in for the Jets, but the V's are able to get it out, or so they thought, as the Jets provide some pressure at the line, and Crawley steals it. Pass to the middle. Lee couldn't get the shot off. He's knocked off the puck there. Hillier throws a big hit on the Jets forward in the slot area. LeBlanc mishandled it. Stolen there by Uveri. McIntyre has to retreat. He'll camp out in behind Lavat's net as he waits for some organization in his breakout. McIntyre will escape to the left side of the cage, leaves it off for a pass to his left to Hudson Crawley. He'll take it in himself, tries to skate through a trio of V's. Shot was blocked by LeBlanc, and he's going to try and cut in now. He's stripped of it that time. Subsequently stripped by Butters, going the other way for the Jets. Looking for that centering pass. Crawley collapses to the net. It's stolen. A good set of hands there by Keen Osmond. Out with it alongside Conroy Snow. Snow is stuffed up, though, at the Jets line, and mishandling that was McIntyre as he lost a handle on his own stick, as Cape Breton will complete a change. Just over 4 minutes to go here now in the third, as the Jets continue to keep their pressure up here. Now inflating their shot total to 33 in the hockey game. Many of them coming here in this third period, as Ward is the first man in. No icing on the play, as the V's will escape down the ice with it. Jets hold the line there, at least the first time, as Pemberton tried to kick it ahead. Phillips, wide side for McIntyre. He has some room. He has 2 with him. McIntyre to the slot. Blocked, rebound. Side of the net. Jammed aside as Isaac Ward tried to find some daylight there on the far side on Max Reed, who was hugging the post for dear life, as the Voyagers will ice the puck there just barely, as Phillips was in pursuit for Cape Breton. 3.5 to go here in the third period. Cape Breton Jets keeping the ante up and running here in the dying moments of this third period. More than 100 people, maybe bordering on 200 for sure here in Member 2, watching their hometown team go at it, as Phillips got the backhand shot off the draw. Clearing an attempt here for the Voyagers. McIntyre holds the line. Phillips hits the official with that pass attempt, and the ref is going to get caught up in the middle of a 2-on-2 battle and gets away. But escaping from the pressure is Morrison. Hits his defenseman McIntyre. Return to Morrison, close side in the slot area. Unable to release the shot as Ward is stolen by Osmond. He's up on the attack the other way with Colton McDonald. He's first into the corner against McIntyre. Battle for the puck. He'll win it, but taken away there quickly by the Cape Breton Jets, who will scamper up the other way with it. Ward blasts into the zone. Stopped up there by Carew. Ward got it back in close. Looked for the top side corner, but a little too high up over the shoulder of Reed. The Jets will hold it in, but Hall will find some time and space for the Voyagers to escape pressure. Muse trying to get that one out. He does, to the line. McDonald will beat the icing for the Voyagers. He has a man parked in front and tries to find him. Unable to corral that is Lavat. The second attempt shot, Carew on top of the net. Where is it? It's covered by Lavat, who's had a bit of a quieter period, but he pounces on top of it to make the save and keep this lead at 1 for the Voyagers. We'll get a draw down in the Jets zone here, as they'll look to get up and out with it quick with 2.25 minutes to go here in the third frame. Trying to force another one in the overtime. It would be their second overtime game of the day if they were able to find one late here. Trying to avoid their second loss of the day, where otherwise the gold medal game odds would turn against them here on home ice as they face a tough schedule of the Buccaneers and Kings HC tomorrow in their Saturday games. And the Voyagers had won the draw, but stolen there quickly by Foss Francis McDonald for the Jets, but subsequently stripped of the puck there by the V's. They'll take it right back into the Jets zone. Keep an eye on Daniel Lavat in the Cape Breton net. He'll look for the signal from his bench as Jador cuts to the middle of the ice. He already has won this game. To make it 4-3, he's going to cut in behind the Voyagers' goal. Still 5-on-5 action here. Goaltender still in the net. Jador still with the puck on his stick, and he collides with his teammate player Francis. Francis thought he had held the line there for a second, but is going to come to a stop, and the puck is flucked out to the line. Jador takes a huge hit by Ayotte. McIntyre cuts in, penalty coming up. Looks like it's going against Dartmouth. It is, as it's touched up. A power play coming up here for a slash with 1:25 left in regulation. It all comes down to this. Henry Ayotte to the penalty box. In the dying minute of this hockey game, the Cape Breton Jets call their 30-second timeout. What a back and forth game. The Jets coming out of the locker room after the second period on a mission here. They have taken over the majority of this third period, but they have only found the back of the net on Max Reed once in this 20-minute span. Daniel Lavat appears to be remaining in the Cape Breton Jets net. He's going to be high up in the zone, though, at the top of the circles in the Cape Breton end. While the Cape Breton Jets will look to strike again on the power play, this time to tie the game. And this might be the Jets' last stand here, not only in the game, but in the tournament, as there's a face-off violation there against Parker Lee of the Jets. So Matt Phillips will have to step in to take the draw here in the O-zone on the power play. And the Voyagers bear down and win the face-off, but it's tied up quickly, and then it's fluttered up and out of the zone, down to Daniel Lavat, who is waiting for that puck. He's high up in the zone, awaiting the signal from his bench to pull for the extra attacker. Crawley enters. There goes Lavat to the bench. Picked off quickly, though, by Morrison. Pinned along the boards. Crawley does quick work to win it out. Last minute of play. McIntyre, shot! Gobbled up by Max Reed through some big bodies in front of the V's net. Max Reed gobbles it up for a big save. 56.5 on the clock now. Minute 32 on the power play. This will take us to either the potential tying goal or to the end of regulation if the Voyagers can withstand this last storm here from the Cape Breton Jets. And the Vs look to have won the draw. It's not conclusive. Who has possession now is going to come back to the Jets. McIntyre plays it to Crawley, top of the circle. Oh, he might have hit the pipe with that one. It hit something in behind the play, and Cape Breton maintains possession. Crawley scampers off to the side, off a stick, and over top of the Dartmouth net. Crawley moves it back to McIntyre. Now to Crawley at the top of the circle through a crowd. Big block there. A gutsy one, and limping was Zach Olmstead getting in front of that one for Dartmouth. Rimmed back by Lee. 20 seconds now on the clock. McIntyre makes a move. Plays it down low. Here's Lee in front. In the crease. Where is it? It's covered up by Reed, who had a trio of Jets jamming around the net mouth, trying to tap that one by him, looking for the tying goal. 13.2 seconds. The Jets' net is empty. And this might be the final draw here to decide this hockey game. All the marbles on this one. Uveri in to take it for the Vs. Lee for the Jets. And it's won by Cape Breton. McIntyre, wide side for Crawley. Oh, what a block. Incredible stuff from Conroy Snow. 5 seconds. Phillips, centering pass, skipped by the crease, and time will run out. What a victory for the Dartmouth Voyagers. And you can celebrate hard, Max Reed. What a third period and what a game for the goaltender. And a gutsy win for the Dartmouth Voyagers, who hold off a siege from the Cape Breton Jets late in this one and hang on for a 4-3 victory here at the Provincial Championships. The Dartmouth Voyagers advancing to 2-0 after day one here in Member 2. As we'll throw it down to the ice for Player of the Game honors. The captain, Matt Phillips, recognized as Player of the Game for the host team. Had a couple of breakaways and a lot of contributions as the captain has been providing. And who else would it be for the Voyagers with the hat trick tonight? Reed LaRue, what an impact he is having on this team, especially in these provincial championships. 3 goals in this one, of course, already up to 5 points on the tournament in his first 2 games, making his case for tournament MVP honors and leads the charge for this Dartmouth team, who come out undefeated in day one of the 2026 Under-16 AAA Nova Scotia Provincial Championships. Now both teams will get the opportunity to rest. The Voyagers on a mission tomorrow as they'll prepare to play the Cabot Highlanders and the Martello Buccaneers tomorrow with a chance to book their ticket to Sunday morning. The Jets' path gets a little tougher from here. They have the regulation loss. They'll need some help from some other teams. They do have an overtime loss point to work with, but they'll be right back at it tomorrow, as the Jets will play the first Saturday game tomorrow against the Martello Buccaneers here bright and early at 10 a.m. here in Member 2. Next up, the opening ceremonies. We'll keep this broadcast going if you're tuned in for the tournament's opening ceremonies here. And at 7 o'clock, the Martello Buccaneers will look to advance to 2-0 in their tournament as they face off against the 0-1 Kings HC. Thank you for tuning into this one here. My name is Luke Diamond. You've been watching High Button Sports. We have all of the weekend's provincial championship action here in Member 2. But so long, and we'll catch you in the next one for now.
raises the stakes a bit as 5 teams battle for the championship title, showcasing the best young hockey talent in our region. An event of this caliber would not be possible without the generosity of our community sponsors. We would like to extend a sincere gratitude to some of those sponsors now. Our 3 major sponsors for this weekend: Shetty Camp Fisheries, Steel Mac, McNally Construction, and other sponsors that have helped us so much this weekend. Family Lens Films, Canadian Tire Sydney, East Coast Occasions, Domino's Pizza, the Labor's International Union, Flavor, and Operational Engineers. Thank you for supporting and making this tournament a memorable experience for our athletes, families, and friends. Best of luck to all the teams competing, and we're going to celebrate with a competition in sportsmanship, which we are always known to have here in Spades and Cape Breton. Right now, I'd like to introduce our piper, Mael McNeil. He is going to pipe our teams in. Starting off with the Martello Buccaneers, number 1, Brennan Fitzgerald. Number 2, Luke Murphy. Number 4, Oliver Morrison. Number 5, Jay Kessel-Mellon. Number 6, Owen Timothy. Number 8, Cohen Dodge. Number 9, Jake Pridden. Number 10, Cameron Bailey. Number 11, Pyrikos Theopanopoulos. Number 12, Lachlan Roach. Number 13, Logan Mahoney. Number 15, Carter Curtin. Number 16, Jonathan Prober. Number 17, Benjamin Sullivan. Number 18, Mason Harlow. Number 19, Carter Myra. Number 20, Jackson Crows. Number 21, Luke Bumbercat. Number 22, Isaac McClellan. Number 30, Callum Kelly. They are coached by Daryl Joseph, Connor Logan, and Kevin Bailey. And now, introducing the Kings Hockey Club. Starting off, number 5, McCarn Cedric. Number 7, Jack Kendall. Number 8, Jacob Emerald. Number 9, Landon Bullock. Number 11, Mason Cole. Number 12, Ben Frazier. Number 16, Kason Lively. Number 19, Charlie LeBlanc. Number 21, Alexander Solventa. Number 31, Joseph Saunders. Number 31, Camden Chisholm. Number 37, Nash Norfield. Number 43, Cade Romaine. Number 48, Alexander Glover. Number 65, Scott Corco. Number 72, George Minhiman. Number 77, Jake Weston. Number 91, Jordan Jackman. Number 92, Ethan Lamone. Number 93, Matthew Thompson. They are coached by Greg Riley, Liam Number 17, Henry Boyette. Number 18, King Osmond. Number 19, Blake DeMille. Number 20, Darcy Uharvey. Number 22, Lachlan Ross. Number 24, Reed LaRue. Number 26, Ryan Morris. Number 30, Jackson Gallagher Temple. And number 31, Max Reed. Coached by Carter McCullough, James Amnesty, Paul Donnelly, Noah McCullough, and Tyler Dixon. Now introducing the Cabot Highlanders. Starting off with number 2, James Boyle. Number 3, Merrick Stewart. Number 4, Brian McGinnis. Number 7, Spencer Poirier. Number 8, Kate Toussaint. Number 10, James McCory. Number 11, Lucas Hefcourt. Number 14, Sawyer Nadassi. Number 15, William McClellan. Number 16, Rory McCaddy. Number 17, Andrew Jones. Number 19, Matthew Beaton. Number 20, Cohen Phillips. Number 27, Andy Murray. Number 28, Brett Boyd. Number 30, Hugh Burchell. Number 72, Sam Murphy. Number 82, Jameis Beaton. Number 88, Daniel Landry. And number 92, Carter Kirsten. Coached by Craig McGinnis, Jack Hardy, Alex Bonhart, and Adam Trax, and Mark Boyd. And now it is time to introduce your host, King Bradley Jets. Starting off, number 4, Zachary McIntyre. Number 6, Stefan LeBlanc. Number 7, Parker Lee. Number 9, Travis Smith McNeil. Number 12, Malik Stevens. Number 15, Emerson Long. Number 16, Colton Butters. Number 17, Cole Simmons. Number 18, Cashin Morrison. Number 19, Hudson Crawley. Number 21, Andrew Penny. Number 22, Sidney Pemberton. Number 24, Blair Francis. Number 25, Boss Jefferson Francis McDonald. Number 27, Matt Phillips. Number 35, Calix Cornelis. Number 67, Colton Jador. Number 71, Seth Black. Number 72, Daniel Levesque. And number 77, Isaac Ward. They're coached by Jim Fred Head, Scott Phillips, Brandon Sims, and Justin Durrell. Your 2026 participants. Once again, a big round of applause for these competitors here today. So right now, we'd like to acknowledge that this U16 AAA Provincial Championship is taking place on the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. We recognize the Mi'kmaq as the past, present, and future caretakers of this land, which is governed by peace and friendship treaties. Hockey is a sport that brings communities together, fostering teamwork, respect, and perseverance. Values that align with the Mi'kmaq teachings of interconnectedness and strength through unity. As we celebrate the talent, dedication, and sportsmanship of these young athletes, we also take a moment to honor the rich cultural history and contributions of the Mi'kmaq people. We are grateful to play and gather on this land here in number 2, and we commit to continued learning, respect, and reconciliation. With that, as part of this evening's ceremony, we will have a smudging ceremony over our athletes and their families, a sacred practice that has been carried forward for generations. Smudging is a cleansing ritual meant to purify the mind, body, respect, and a shared commitment to sportsmanship, teamwork, and unity. We are truly grateful for this meaningful tradition and the opportunity to learn from it. Please join me in welcoming Jeff Ward from Member 2 First Nation in leading this ceremony, and I would like to ask Malik Stevens, Colton Jador, and Blair Francis to join Jeff Ward at center ice for the smudging ceremony. Jeff has graciously agreed to also perform a Mi'kmaq song, the local song, welcome song. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much. So what we would like to do now, we're actually going to present some of our league awards because a lot of the participants here today have received some of the highest honors in the U16 AAA League. These awards are a true honor as they are not just about individual achievement, but about the respect and recognition of coaches from across the entire league who nominate and vote for these prestigious awards recipients, making this a celebration of excellence, dedication, and sportsmanship at the highest level of competition. is part of the last 27 weeks and a 33-game schedule, along with 2 major tournaments. These players have excelled and have shown themselves to be the top of the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League. Here to hand out the awards, representing Jamie Stone, the president of the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League. Also representing Hockey Nova Scotia is Steve Coates, Chair of Elite Hockey. And Brad McKinley. Is Brad back there? There he is, Brad McKinley. First award for the top defenseman in the regular season goes to Daniel Landry of the Cabot Islanders. first place banner for the regular season champions, that goes to Cabin Highlanders. The captain, can we ask the captain of the Highlanders to come over? Could all the winners that just were presented, could they come over and get a group picture here, please? Congratulations, guys. We have a few more awards to hand out. Paul Carroll, I believe, is going to hand these out. So we would like to recognize Steve Coates, Elite Chair of Hockey Nova Scotia, in recognition for your time and dedication to enhance the development of hockey in Nova Scotia. These are awards that we, from the Cape Breton McNally Jets, to just show appreciation for all the dedication and hard work these individuals have done to help the league plus our teams. Brad McKinley, President of Hockey Nova Scotia. Again, recognition of time and dedication to enhance the development of Hockey Nova Scotia. Paul Carroll, Manager of Member 2. Thank you for your time, assistance. We sincerely appreciate your support on behalf of the Cape Breton Jets. I'd now like to ask the captains, our assistant captains and our captain of the Cape Breton Jets to come over here. Putting on an event like this is no small task. We had an incredible team of parents that pulled this together under the leadership and guidance of Amy McIntyre. And our team is very appreciative and would like to send you this gift. So yes, we've already started the tournament, but this is kind of where it really starts to begin for all you guys in these teams. So to officially mark the beginning of the U16 AAA Provincial Championship, we invite two distinguished guests. Yeah. Awesome. Brad McKinley, Steve Coates, have the honor of dropping the puck to kick off this incredible tournament. I'd like to ask the captain of the Cape Breton Jets and the captain of the Cabin Highlanders. And could someone grab them sticks? participated in many events in our community, and now will lead us in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Carton bras et porter les pères, ils et porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you so much, Peter. Before we invite our piper to begin leading the athletes off the ice, we want to take a moment to recognize and thank our young players who did a fantastic job of leading all our teams onto the ice. The little guys. You will see them all weekend. They're called our 7th player, and it's quite an honor to have them here, and I know they enjoy it. Your participation tonight has been truly special. We appreciate everyone who's been taking part this weekend. You will see some incredibly high-level hockey just with the games that have already started. You're in for a treat here. So we still have one more game tonight to go, so that's terrific. So with that,